Before I speak to what occurred during the July 4th flood, I want to directly address the questions about my whereabouts that night. On July the 2nd, I worked a full day despite not feeling well. That day included a fire chief's meeting where no concerns were raised and no indications of elevated weather risk were noted beyond what is typical for this region during the summer. I returned home around 8:45 p.m. with my symptoms worsening. I had already requested and been approved for personal time off on July the 3rd to fulfill a commitment to my elderly father. However, due to my progressing illness, I remained home to recover. I stayed in bed throughout July the 3rd and did not participate in the regularly scheduled 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Texas Emergency Management Coordination Center coordination calls. These calls are routinely followed by detailed written summaries, which were distributed to me and other county leadership, ensuring that the flow of situational updates remained uninterrupted in my absence. My supervisors and Sheriff's Office leadership were aware that I was off duty. I briefly woke around 2 p.m. when there was no local rainfall or indication of elevated risk and returned to rest. I was awakened around 5:30 a.m. on July the 4th by my wife following a call from the City of Kerrville EMC, Jeremy Hughes, requesting that I mobilize. I reported immediately to the Sheriff's Office. There was no visible flooding on my drive into the office, but it quickly became clear that the situation was escalating. By approximately 6 a.m., I was actively coordinating our county's response in close contact with the Sheriff, the Emergency Operations Center, and Mr. Hughes, working together under rapidly changing and difficult conditions. Our first responders mobilized without hesitation. The majority of them are volunteers, neighbors, business owners, and community members who serve without pay. Many had no formal swiftwater rescue training, yet they entered dangerous conditions to save lives. Their actions were nothing short of extraordinary, and I want to take this opportunity to publicly recognize their bravery, skill, and selflessness during one of our county's most challenging emergencies. To those who ask, what would you have done differently? The honest answer is that, based on the data we had at the time, there was no clear indicator that a catastrophic flood was imminent. The rain fell in remote areas with limited gauge data. Forecasts were not materially different from past events that did not result in flooding. The situation evolved faster than anyone could have predicted. Still, I've spent a lot of time reflecting not just on what we can do better here in Kerr County, but what can be improved across Texas and rural, river-adjacent communities like ours. First, we must recognize and support the value of volunteer fire departments and rural responders. These are the people that show up first. They serve wide areas with little funding and limited equipment. We need to invest in their training and their tools. Secondly, we need better data. We need real-time monitoring of rainfall and river gauges, especially in upstream headwaters and watershed zones. We cannot rely solely on radar or traditional forecasting from the National Weather Service. We need systems that detect what's happening on the ground minute by minute. We've discussed these upgrades locally, but Kerr County alone cannot afford them. This isn't just about our county. The Guadalupe River and Hill Country draw thousands from across the state and beyond each year. Our safety infrastructure should reflect that shared responsibility. Since this tragedy, many have asked whether a siren alert system could have helped us respond more effectively or even saved lives. That's not an easy question to answer with certainty. It's something our county has evaluated in the past. Concerns have been raised about their effectiveness in our unique topography, especially in areas with high canyon walls and rural terrain where sirens would be most needed. There are also limitations in reaching visitors who may not understand what the sirens mean or how to respond. Let's not fear the river, but let's respect it. We must understand the impact of extreme, fast-moving weather events and prepare accordingly. We must be proactive, not reactive. And we must recognize that the benefits our region provides to all Texans come with shared obligations to safeguard it and those who enjoy visiting this beautiful area. This was a tragedy not just for Kerr County, but for all of the communities downriver, and it must be seen as part of a larger trend with a statewide response. Inland flooding is increasing in both frequency and intensity. Our policies, funding models, and planning tools must evolve to meet this reality. I want to thank the committee for its attention to this issue. I look forward to working together on ways we can improve rural response capacity, increase predictive analytics, and bring equity to emergency resources for rural Texans. Thank you. I welcome your questions.